This is a 12-year-old iPhone 5 and I will be using it as my only device for the rest of the day. Now the goal of this video is not to see whether or not this phone is actually usable in 2025 because quite frankly, it's not, but rather to see how fun it is to use something like this 12 years later. And one of the first tasks on this list is taking photos and videos. I have one of the best views of the city right here, so I'll be taking a photo on this iPhone 5. It's really hot right now, it's like 31 degrees Celsius, so I gotta put a cap on. Oh, I heard something. Whatever. Okay, time for the selfie. Let's see how it fares. This is what it looks like if I focus on the background. And this is what it looks like if I focus on myself. Yeah, you can't really see anything. I don't know, maybe videos will fare better. Let's go into the shade right here. I'm using the back camera, so I can't really tell. I hope it's good. Alright, so that's photos and videos down. Feeling a bit hungry, and I know just the perfect assistant to help me with that. I'm finally back in my car and not overheating anymore. I think it'd be a great idea to test out 12-year-old Siri's capabilities by asking for some recommendations. Can you recommend me somewhere to eat close by?
Here's what I found.
Let's try being like ultra mega specific. Recommend me some lunch spots within a 1 kilometer radius.
Here's what I found.
God damn it, 5.5 kilometers. It's not working, is it? Has Siri always been this shit? I use an iPhone, so I know how bad it is, but I didn't know it was this bad. Recommend me some lunch spots. Dude, even Google is doing better. I just went on to Google. I used the voice search, which is not how you're supposed to use it. It's just dictation. Literally, the first option is like 350 meters away. This fucking sucks. I'll give Siri one last chance. Recommend me some lunch spots within a 1 kilometer radius.
Here's what I found.
See, it's the same thing. It's like 5 kilometers and shit. So, what does this tell us? At least when it comes to voice assistants, Google just does it better. Even right now, Google Assistant is better. I found somewhere to eat, which is great. And now, I just need to navigate there, which is another great way of testing out navigation capabilities of this 5. Because I have my SIM card in it. Let's see how it does. So here we go. It's still loading. It's still loading the... Oh, give it some time. Oh, yeah, alright, let's go. I do notice that the GPS is kind of weird. Wait, what? It says here that I'm already at the spot, but I'm not. Now it's 4 kilometers away. Oh my god, I think it's taking me to the wrong direction. Okay, I gotta stop her. What is going on with this GPS? Look, my car is faced this way, but it's the opposite direction, and now it's telling me to go back. Which way is it? What? No, don't. Why are you trying to turn off? No. Now it's telling me to go back again. What? Unfortunately, I can't really show a lot of the navigation struggles I'm having because I'm driving. It's here. What the fuck? Wait, what? It's in here. Oh, finally. Oh my god, I'm finally here. So navigation is a no, that's for sure. But on the bright side, there's food there and there's some over there. I think mine, the place I'm supposed to go to, is probably somewhere around here. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. I just need to eat some food right now. Now, before my food arrives, let's see if they can pair with my AirPods. Bluetooth on. It works. For whatever reason, even though this is on iOS 10, Spotify still works, which is wild. This is like an 8-year-old operating system. Let's try this again. Yeah, baby. I have HDR turned on, so let's see how the photo looks. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, even the video looks pretty decent. It looks pretty good, to be honest. Now the thing I do most on my phone is watch YouTube. I don't have the YouTube app installed at the moment, so let's see if I can download it. Alright, YouTube is installed. Let's see. Okay. It knows my... Oh, the app loads and you can interact with it, but nothing loads. It'll just give you an error. This is what happens with a lot of these older phones. Even if you can download the app, most of the time it won't actually work. I have Netflix installed. Let's Let's see. Okay, Netflix. And okay, it's telling me that it won't work in like 2 weeks, whatever. It works. Ha! So Netflix and lunch. Great way to enjoy lunch. Alright, now that lunch is done, it's time to get some work done. Recommend me some cafes nearby. I found the spot, seems pretty decent, and it's also an 18-minute drive. Oh boy, here we go. Right now, instead of relying directly on the GPS itself, I'm basically just relying on the direction, I guess. You know what this frustrating GPS experience also tells me? Is that I need to get better at directions. There are times where you just cannot rely on GPS. Things will turn to shit sometimes. So it's really important to learn to read like road signs and just have a general sense of direction, I guess. I finally found it. Holy shit, how the fuck did I find this? I'm finally where I'm supposed to be. The GPS was horrible. There's a lot of times where you would just miss an exit and you would go the wrong way. I don't know if it's because the GPS hardware is just old, but whatever. I'm already here, so I'm just gonna go do some less stressful things, like maybe do some work, some games, and we'll see how that one fares. I have some paper menus here. However, they did tell me to order using this QR code, so I don't know if that's gonna work. This doesn't work. This is a new feature. You can't just scan the QR code. Shit. I'll have to download a QR code app. I remember using one of these apps, you know? iOS 14 for a QR code app. iOS 16? Oh, I found one. I found one that works, I think. I literally just needed to show a link so I can order. It's done. Let's see if it works. Please work, please work. Yeah, let's see. Yes, yes. I think it will work. Oh, it worked. Still waiting. Still waiting. Yes. Fucking works. All this work just to order a fucking drink at a cafe. These things are the bane of my existence. I wish we could just order in person and not have to do this shit. That was fast. It's okay, I guess. Just acceptable. Oh, that's good. That is good. Next thing I'm gonna do with this phone is doom scroll. I'm chronically online, if you couldn't already tell. I have Instagram pre-installed, so let's see if it works. Okay, the app launches. I need to log in with the Google Authenticator. Okay, I have the app downloaded. It's not letting me log in. I can't get it to work. Unfortunately, no Instagram for me. Let's try using the web version. Damn. Your browser is no longer supported. Let's try Twitter. Does it work? It downloads the Twitter app instead. Let me log in. It doesn't work. That's okay. I don't need Twitter anyways, I guess. The only other app I use is Reddit. And look at this. Reddit works on this phone. It's loading, but give it time. Yep. And it's not like the app only lets you scroll. You can actually interact. Like, for example, I can upvote, I can comment and stuff. Like, it just works. Now, since Reddit works, I can tick off another item on my list, which is sending my friend a funny picture. And I have just a subreddit for that. Nice. I'm gonna send this to my friend. Boom. Now we wait. I have 2 games installed, Angry Birds Space and Dual Jump. The game I wanted to play the most is a game called Infinity Blade. I don't know if you've heard of that game. Unfortunately, it does not exist anymore because Epic Games delisted it for God knows why. Which is a shame because it was genuinely one of my favorite games. It was so easy and fun. It's like this action game where you just progress by slashing enemies with your fingers. You don't move, you don't do anything, you just slash on your screen. I remember playing it on my iPhone 5S. I think it was Infinity Blade 2 and 3, I think. I was in Australia for travel, and in the bus while waiting, I just played Infinity Blade. And it was fantastic. It was so fun. Back in the day where games were actually fun and they didn't have all these microtransactions and loot boxes and all that stuff. Games like those just bring me back. And it's such a shame that they're not there anymore. I'm just kind of scrolling through some of the old apps I had to see like if there's any game I could get working again. Oh wait, Super Hexagon. Compatibility. iOS 8 and later. Please work. Come on.
Super Hexagon.
It works. Oh my god. Very easy. Come on. Shoot up. Oh, 20 seconds. Here we go. Dang it, new record, but I still need 30 seconds. Why do I feel like it's getting harder for some reason? Okay, well that's enough of that. Let's try Doodle Jump this time. This is also another game that I remember playing a lot when I was young. For some reason, this is the SpongeBob version. Yeah, this game you just kind of tilt your phone using the gyroscope. Let's see if I can break my high score. Or do I have a high score? I don't know actually. Where's Subaru? He was there just the last mission. So Gary is like the points thing. Like if you get Gary, you get a lot of points and stuff. Oh, fuck. That's enough of that, I guess. I just suck at this game, so it's okay. What about this, huh? Angry Birds Space. I think this is actually one of my favorites. I don't know what they did to the game, but it seems to have a lot more like microtransactions nowadays. Come on, poke that one. Oh, you're kidding me. Come on, man. And then this one. Boom. This one. Let's go full speed ahead. I did it. Yeah, that felt good. Okay, that's enough gaming. Battery life on this thing is not complete shit. When I got in here, it was at 80%-ish. It's been 30-40 minutes. It's at like 60%. And the standby time as well. I left it overnight and dropped it 1-2%. It's honestly better than some of the older Android phones, which is kind of surprising. I need to try to get some work done on this thing. I will be typing on this tiny little 4-inch screen, which as you can see with my grubby hands is not great because my fingers are pretty fat. Alright, I'm feeling quite hungry. I'll be asking Google Maps what I should eat for dinner. What should I have for dinner around this area? Okay, some options popped up. And yeah, it's very, very close by. See, this is the thing I like about this Google Maps assistant thing, is that it doesn't always work perfectly, but as long as you use the correct words, it actually gives you like good recommendations that are close by. See, this is one. Japanese food, 120 meters away. Sheraton Imperial Hotel. I definitely do not have the budget for that. Oh, it's a roadside restaurant. That's why. That could be cool. It's like 300 meters. I'll just walk. Fantastic. Yes. For dinner, I'll be dubbing over it because the audio sounded terrible, so please pardon me. I didn't want to just watch Netflix again, so I tried to see if I could find a way to watch YouTube on this phone. Now, I tested earlier that the YouTube app doesn't work on this phone, but you can actually still watch YouTube on this thing using the website. And surprisingly, everything works. Not only can you watch videos, like and leave comments, it even has a dedicated Shorts tab where you can watch YouTube Shorts. It's pretty fleshed out for being a web app, and I gotta give props to Google for still supporting the browser version. So yeah, there I was, enjoying my food while watching YouTube on a tiny 4-inch screen, and it's surprisingly doable. Here it is, the crown jewel of this country, the Petronas Twin Towers. So this is a perfect place to give a conclusion to this challenge. After using it for almost a day, would I recommend using this tiny little iPhone 5? I really want to say yes, but the answer is no. The biggest problem with this phone is just the GPS. If you're actually using it as a daily phone, you probably want it to have functioning GPS. As you can see throughout this video, it was just a nightmare to get around. Sometimes it wouldn't even update, the misdirections, all of that. Another problem is obviously if you want to use it as a modern phone, you would have to use modern apps. Messenger doesn't work, Instagram doesn't work. I'm pretty sure TikTok doesn't work, YouTube didn't work for me. There probably are people who genuinely like this phone and form factor. I grew up with the 5S and that's the phone I have a lot of nostalgia for. The one good thing about this phone is just how usable it surprisingly was. This phone has 1 gigabyte of RAM. 1 gig, and yet it was relatively smooth. Like, yeah, it would lag, it would stutter a little bit, but honestly, it was faster than most of the other Android phones I have. 3-4 gigs of RAM, you know. This phone also made me realize just because our phones are boring now doesn't mean that they're bad. You see a lot of people complaining like, oh, you know, smartphones are so boring now. They're all the same shade, the same specs, all that. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. All it means is that smartphones are mature now. And that's a great thing because that means you don't have to buy the most expensive phone to get a good experience. Back in 2012, cheap phones were really bad. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever used one of those like cheap Android phones. Holy hell, they were bad. But nowadays, you know, you can buy like a $100, $200 phone and it would work perfectly fine. The only situation where I can recommend this is if you just really want that headphone jack, or if you're just really nostalgic for this size, then sure, go ahead, you know, by all means. But should you be using it? Not really, unless you just want to buy something to tinker with. To be fair, I wasn't even intending on doing this as a challenge, but it kind of ended up as one. Do I regret doing this? Not really, because again, it just made me appreciate my 14 Pro Max even more. Because before this, I was like, oh man, I really want to upgrade to the 16 Pro Max or the 17 Pro Max because of this and that. Man, I just can't wait to put my SIM card back in my 14 Pro Max because I have a whole new level of appreciation for my phone now. Just the fact that it can shoot good video, it doesn't lag all the time, the battery life is decent, the GPS actually works. I can't complain anymore. So, I don't know. If you feel like you're being a bit cynical lately, maybe go buy yourself an old iPhone and maybe things will change. I just really can't wait to use my 14 Pro Max again.
Oh, finally.